Hey everybody, Brandon Boyd with The Brandon Boyd Show. Thank you so much for watching. This episode is going to be a lot of fun because it's something that I've never done on the channel before. But if you enjoy this video, let me know and we'll continue to do more in this series. Today we are going to do an Ask Anything video. Now if you recall a few weeks ago, if you followed the channel, I put out a post letting you know that I was going to be putting together this segment and basically allowing you to submit any questions. Any question you want to ask me, I will do my best to answer it unless it gets me thrown in jail or something like that, but I don't really live a lifestyle where that should be a problem. But you could literally ask me anything, I will do my best to answer it, and we're going to run through those questions today. And you may see your question pop up on the video today. If you want to see yours pop up in a future Ask Anything video, make sure you reply to the post when I put those out. But before we get started, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on this video if you find it helpful or entertaining, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notifications for alerts. We've got a lot to cover today. We've got some fun questions that came in. We've got some great questions regarding points, miles, travel, things like that as well. A lot of stuff to cover. Let's just dive into it. You ready? Let's go. All right, let's get to the first question here. It looks like Amber McMullen is asking, what is the average credit limit on my cards? And is there such thing as too much credit? The average credit limit on my cards varies, mostly from around $10,000 to $12,000 on each card. But if you're looking at the entire range, somewhere between $5,000, maybe a little over $20,000. Just depends on the particular card that I have. But that's a general range with an average, like I said, being around $12,000 or so. That's a pretty good guess, I would think. And as far as having too much credit, I don't think so. Now, if you open up too many cards too quickly, it could be a little bit of a red flag. If you go to a borrower later on, they may wonder why you've had so many hard inquiries in such a short amount of time. However, if you're looking at your credit utilization, the more credit that you have, that's a good thing, especially if you don't utilize all of it, all right? So you want to keep your credit utilization pretty low. That will help your credit score. But can you have too much? In some cases, but most of the time, nope. All right, this next question is from Pavan Pancholi, and Pavan asks, what trips do you have planned for the coming year, and how am I using points and miles towards that? Well, that's a very good question, actually, for me too, because can I tell you a little secret? I know a few of the trips that we're going on this year, but I feel like every time I see my wife, she's at the computer actively planning a trip, and then I find out about it later. Now, of course, we use points and miles and free night certificates to cover them, so I really don't care. It's kind of exciting to figure out where I'm going, and in the spirit of that, she actually made out a list here when I told her what this question was of the travel that we're doing this year. I'm going to get through this very, very quickly because we don't want to spend the whole video on it, but let me give you a quick rundown of what travels we have planned so far this year. All right, the first trip we took this year was to the Eliza Jane. That's a Hyatt property in New Orleans. We used 2 Hyatt Category 1 through 4 free night certificates. Here in about a week, we're going to Park Hyatt, New York City. We're using a Category 1 through 7 Hyatt certificate, 1 night at 25,000 points off peak and 1 night at 30,000 points. And that property is increasing to a Category 8, so it will no longer be able to book with those Category 1 through 7 certificates in the future. Again, that deadline for Hyatt making those changes is March 22nd. We're also going to Chicago. We have 2 free nights at the Chicago Athletic Association, and those were gifted to us because there was an issue with the last time we were there. However, we did book 1 night with a Hyatt certificate as well, so we are adding an extra night there. We're also staying at the Hyatt Zilaria Cancun for 5 nights. We use points, and we applied a Suite Upgrade Award to get the Oceanfront Junior Suite King, which is pretty cool. We're also going to Yellowstone and Tetons. I hope my wife can go on this. Actually, she's had a little bit of a medical setback, but hopefully we'll get through that, and hopefully we'll be able to get out there and do some hiking. We're staying at a combination of Hampton Inns in Bozeman, Jackson Hole, Cody, Wyoming, as well as Spring Hill Suites in West Yellowstone. We have our anniversary trip. We're doing 3 nights at the Carmel Valley Ranch. That's 25,000 Hyatt points per night. 4 nights at Ventana Big Sur, that's 30,000 points per night. We're also doing a weekend trip to Chattanooga, 2 Marriott 35K free night certificates from the Amex Marriott Biz Card. We're going to the Andes Savannah for 3 nights. That's 2 Hyatt Category 1 through 4 free night certificates and 1 night on points at 15,000 points. We have an 8-night Orlando family trip. That's 5 nights at the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress, and we applied a Suite Upgrade Award since we need more room with kids. 3 nights at the Waldorf Astoria, and I've already done a video on that property, very nice property, that we used 3 Hilton free night certificates. 2 of those came from renewing our Aspire cards, and 1 came from the promotion to spend $8,000 before February 28th, and we were able to do that. We also have a trip to San Diego, 4 nights at the Hyatt Regency Mission Bay on points, and we applied a Suite Upgrade Award there. And then we have a 5-night Disney cruise on the Disney Wonder and we booked through Costco for that because they always have extra incentives for the Disney cruises for the exact same price that Disney would charge you. So we always make sure we take advantage of that. You know, it's funny, I've got all these notes written down. I remember booking like 4 or 5 of these with my wife, but apparently she's done double duty. We have 10 trips booked. They're all on points and certificates. We're using suite upgrades as well, but hey, you asked, that's what we're doing this year. We're not done booking our travels for this year either. I don't want you to think that, all right? It's just now March. We've got a long way to go. So we'll probably head out to Vegas again and use our Fine Hotels and Resorts credit, that $200 credit. And then my wife potentially won a Disney cruise as well. I know it sounds like a scam, but it's actually pretty legit. We've been working with the people at Disney there for their new cruise ship that came out. I'm just waiting to verify everything because there's been some delays with that ship. We'll see how that goes. I'll give you all the details on that once that's finalized, but the ship has been delayed a few times, so I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not. We'll see how it goes. This next question comes from Peyton Burton, and it's, how do you pay big bills with your credit cards to meet men's spends? Plastique. Also, how did you earn so many free nights? For big bills, if you're talking about things like mortgage or rent or something like that, I don't use Plastique. But other bills, I mean, if you're talking utility bills or something like that, you can certainly use cards for that. Sometimes they will add on a fee if it is a credit or a charge card, so keep that in mind. But hey, it's a good way to meet minimum spends, things like that. In terms of the free night certificates, it's actually pretty easy, all right? Listen to this. So my wife and I each have the Hilton Aspire card, and when we renew each year, we each get a free night certificate. So that's 2 right there. We get 2 more free night certificates by renewing our Marriott Bonvoy business card. So we're up to 4 now. We also each have the World of Hyatt cards. All right, every time we renew that, we get 1 free night certificate as well. So that puts us up to 6. My wife also spends a lot on her World of Hyatt card, so every time she gets to a certain level of tier qualifying nights, she earns an additional free night certificate as well. So it's very easy for us to almost do nothing except renew cards and get 6 free night certificates based on spend that we do on the World of Hyatt card or the Hilton Honors Business card. If we meet the $15,000 spend in a calendar year, we will get another free night certificate. There's a lot of different ways to get free night certificates, and sometimes it's just as simple as renewing the card. Or in the case of Hilton right now, if you're aware, they have some free night certificate sign-up offers right now that are actually pretty good. So if you were looking to get a free night certificate specifically from Hilton, that's a great way to do it. Long story short, there's a lot of easy ways to get free night certificates, and sometimes it's as simple as just renewing a card or 2. Next question comes from Cameron N, and Cameron says, do Venture X travel protections apply even when booked through the portal? Yes. All right, that was a really quick answer, Cameron, but the answer is yes, and I did verify this with Capital One specifically for you, Cameron, because you asked, and hey, isn't that why you watch this show, to get answers to your questions? Well, I did the homework for you. You're welcome, Cameron. Next question comes from the Credit Frog. What is your favorite fast food place to go for French fries? Well, that's a great question. I can tell you watch the channel because you've asked a food question. That's very, very smart. So if I'm looking at French fries, to me, French fries have one purpose, and that is to scoop up the maximum amount of ketchup physically possible for each fry. All right, my first guess would probably be the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A, all right, because you can fold them. They've got a good surface area to make contact with as much ketchup as possible, so that's good. However, I have a soft spot in my heart for Steak and Shake, those little shoestring fries where you can get like 10 of them in one hand and just dip, and you can just get this big glob of ketchup on it, and then you eat it in front of your wife, and she looks at you like you're a caveman. Next question is from Drenham Bond. How do you plan your budget whether to get a new card while still considering your existing cards, potential retention offers, etc.? Well, it's a good question because there's a lot to think about, all right, when you're looking at signing up for a new card, specifically if you're looking at a mid or a premium level card, right? You've got annual fees to take into account for, and then you also have to look to see if you can meet the minimum spend. But let me tell you what I do. If you want to know what I honestly do, if I have the opportunity to get a min spend card that has a high sign-up bonus and I've got a lot of spend coming up, I'm signing up for the daggone card. I really don't care what the annual fee is. I'm going to get it. If I don't get the retention offer I want, it's out the door. I'll change cards or I'll downgrade or I'll cancel. One of those 3 options. So I will take whatever sign-up bonus I can get if I can get it at that specific time. In between big sign-up bonuses, sure, I'll use cards with great multipliers on them, but in my opinion, if you really want to dive deep into the points and miles game, you're not going to get to where you want to go getting an extra point or 2 on your gas or restaurants. Yeah, it's nice to have when you don't have something else to shoot for, but you get the biggest bang for your buck in that first year when you get those sign-up offers. So in my opinion, I would go for broke. Not literally, don't go broke, but go for as many sign-up offers as your budget allows, and you will accumulate large masses of points, and it will pay off for you later on. Let me give you an example. I mean, the points that we've accumulated over the last couple of years just on sign-up bonuses is enough for us to travel. If we didn't earn any more points, we've got enough to travel extensively for the next few years, all right? That's how many we have. So to summarize everything, Go for the sign-up offers if your budget allows for the annual fees. If you can do that, I would prioritize that over any multiplier that you have in your wallet. All right, this next person asked, and I don't have a name on this one for some reason, but they've got a long list of questions, and I'm going to do a lightning round and answer these as quickly as I can, all right? Favorite vacation, I would say Alaska cruise and land tour. That was absolutely amazing. Favorite credit card, I really like the Business Platinum card. I'm just a huge fan of it. You know that from watching this channel. I also like the American Express Gold card because it's the food card and I like to eat, all right? What makes me angry? I really don't get angry over too much, but probably the thing that makes me the most angry is when people are just incompetent at what they're doing and it causes me stress. I don't like that. Do I believe in aliens? Maybe. Which is scarier, the fact that we are all alone or that there are aliens out there? Good question. Honestly, don't know. Probably. I mean, there's too many places out there. I would say probably, but I have no proof. What is my favorite movie? Titanic. I've seen it 100 times, and if you laugh at me, I will get angry. That is one thing that'll make me angry. I'm kidding. I don't care. All right, grossest thing I've ever seen or eaten. Probably watching somebody eat oysters raw. It is absolutely disgusting, and oysters were not meant to be eaten. When you see somebody slurping an oyster, it's just too much for me to bear. Time where you were the most scared. I don't really get scared that often. I do watch a lot of scary movies, so if I had to think of one that kind of scares the crap out of me that I can't watch on my own to this day, I'm gonna go with The Shining. Scared the crap out of me and still does to this day. Favorite theme park ride, I would probably say the Incredicoaster at Disneyland. That was a very fun ride. If I could change one thing about myself, what would it be? I would like to get in better shape. I mean, I'm not crazy out of shape, but I'd like to be in better shape. Why do you love your wife? Because she's awesome. I think I've definitely married up and she's way better than I deserve, but hey, we're here. When are you buying your wife a new handbag? Wait a minute. Oh, okay. I see who the question's from now. Thanks, Kayla, for putting that one in there. And I don't know when I'm getting you a new handbag. This next question comes from Franklin Paul. Best off-site Disney World hotel to stay at with family using either Chase or Amex points. Franklin, this is actually a really good question, and we take a lot of trips down to that area. We like the theme parks. Our kids absolutely love it. And we take some adults-only trips down there too because it's just a lot of fun. There's actually 3 different properties that I can think of that we've stayed at personally, and I think that's why you watch this channel, by the way, right? So we rack up a lot of points, but I like to show and tell you exactly what you can do with these points. So these 3 recommendations are good ones because I've been there and I know where to stay. All right, the first one is the Hyatt Regency Grand Cypress. Now, this is increasing from a Category 3 to a Category 4 after that March 22nd deadline when Hyatt makes their changes on categories, so make sure you book that soon if you're interested. It has a really good pool, great activities, and it's a very close drive to Disney Springs. Another property I'm thinking about is the Hilton Lake Buena Vista property at Disney Springs, and there is literally a walkway bridge to Disney Springs. I can't tell you how convenient this is. You don't have to load anybody up in the car to go to Disney Springs and have a great time with your family. There's a lot of activities over there for kids, and they offered shuttles to the resorts at set times as well. So I can't tell you how convenient it was to have that walkway bridge, especially when you have kids. Absolutely amazing, great benefit. The third one is the Waldorf Astoria, and it's usually about 80,000 points per night, but it's a very good use of a Hilton Free Night certificate. It's very relaxing, the food is very good, and they've got on-site activities for kids like putt-putt golf. They've got the life-size Jenga thing that you can play. They've got the beanbag toss game, and all kinds of pool area where the kids can just have an absolute blast. So I would definitely recommend one of those 3. All right, last question comes from Yan Luke, and this question is cut off for some reason. I can't read all this. What's the best credit card for phone protection, travel protection? No annual fee ones will worth special shout out. Of course, we'll always look for the lower annual fee ones if we can. And it looks like best transfer partner value. There are lots of different cards that offer cell phone protection, and it should be noted that a lot of these protections are going to be secondary coverages. So if you have homeowners or rental insurance, or if you already have insurance through your carrier, or if you have Apple Care or something like that where you already have insurance, that's your primary. And everything beyond that, you can use your cell phone protection plan. So if I'm looking at a no annual fee card, the Chase Freedom Flex card has cell phone protection associated with it. The Chase Ink Business Preferred is another one that's a low annual fee card. If you're looking at a mid-tier card, I would probably say the Capital One Venture X, just to throw another brand out there. And then for premium cards, you're gonna look at the American Express Platinum or Business Platinum card. So that kind of gives you a low, mid-tier, and high level of annual fee on the cell phone protection. So you'll wanna check those out. And in terms of bank transfer partners, my favorite one is Chase transferring Ultimate Rewards to Hyatt, because Hyatt, in my opinion, has the best value reward program that there is out there. So I'm a big fan of that. Actually, when I see Chase Ultimate Rewards in my account or my wife's account, I just assume those are Hyatt points because we use those almost all the time for Hyatt points eventually once we transfer. So in my opinion, if you really want to get the best bang for your buck with one of the major issuers and banks, I would look at Chase and I would look at those as Hyatt points in my opinion. All right, that was a lot of fun. You got to know a little bit more about me. My wife managed to sneak one or maybe a few questions in there as well. I'm not sure how she did that, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that next time. Let me know if you want to see more videos in this series of Ask Anything, all right? I want you to get to know me a little bit better. I want to get to know you and what you think is important as well, because sometimes when I put out videos, it's hard to meet everybody's needs. So this allows me to be able to meet you where you are and answer specifically what you have. So I hope you found it very, very helpful. I'm an open book. You can ask me something personal. You can ask me something financial. You can ask me questions about life. I'll do my best to answer all of it. If you found this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications for alerts. And when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, 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 you're gonna get the latest information on credit cards, points, miles, travel, money, finance, and you can literally ask me anything. I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. We'll see you soon.